Peace, family. You know, I was going to do another video on John Hope Bryant, and I am. But I was under the mindset I wasn't clear whether or not this man was an agent being paid to work on the benefit and behalf of white people, or whether or not he actually believed what he was saying and just being naive. But now, listening to this last video, I'm convinced that he is an agent. This man just posted a video saying that the reason why black people are not getting a fair economic exchange, not getting a fair break, is now because the system is incomplete. You know, and see, and I don't like doing videos like this where I'm angry, upset, and I'm full of emotion, but I try to channel it. But this guy here, he's a chameleon. He is proficient at coming up with different excuses to justify this system. Now he's talking about some people they hate millionaires. And they say, oh, no, you don't. You hate millionaires until you become one. When people say they want to get out of this system, they hate capitalism. He said, no, you don't. If you hate capitalism, then why you buy a cell phone? Why you get your hair done at the beauty salon? Why you buy food at the grocery store? Those are all capitalists. So if you hate capitalism, why you keep going to their stores? That's one of the stupidest, the ignorance, the most brain dead arguments I've ever heard in my freaking life. So that's like saying I don't like polluted air, so I should just hold my breath until something else come up. Man, get that. So people aren't supposed to participate in the system, the only system to exchange currency for services, just because they don't like capitalism. They're supposed to starve, not get their hair done, not buy a cell phone, not pay bills, not go to work, not buy gas, just because they hate capitalism. They hate capitalism because this is the only system in this country. You don't have a choice and you're forced to participate in it or starve. That's why they hate it. And see, like I say, it's people like this that get support from the people. Somebody that changes this narrative of his story. First, it's black people's fault. It's your attitude. It's your credit score. And now the system is incomplete. Well, you know what? I'm going to do what I always do. I'm going to take what you say, John Hope Bryant, as 100% truth. Let's say the system is incomplete. And it just so happened to stop at the part where black people start to get their fair share in this country. Whites got theirs, everybody else got theirs, but just so happened when they get to black people, that's when it's incomplete. That's what you say, John Hope Bryant. Well, did you notice when you wrote your first 7 books on financial literacy, if you knew this system was incomplete, then why was your first 6 books was about financial literacy? Just get your credit score up. What would get your credit score up? What would getting financial literacy accomplish if the system is incomplete? But see, this is just another excuse that this man comes up with, and he spits it out of his mouth. I don't know whether this guy is sitting in the chair, watching TV, taking a nap or whatever, and the thought just pop in his head. And he runs to his little cell phone or computer or whatever he do to put his content out there and say, oh, you know what? Forget them last 7 books. Forget my podcast, Money, Wealth, and all that other nonsense. The reason why you guys, the system is incomplete. All this whole time, all the 7 books, all the podcasts, all the interviews I did on CNN, all the times I worked for 2 presidents, Republican and Democrat. Forget all that. The system was incomplete. Man, get the F out of here. You know what? Let me say this. John Hope Bryant, he's a millionaire. Me, I'm the opposite of a millionaire. His organization is, he's a 501c3. He's a nonprofit organization. Mine is a for-profit. I have an LLC. The reason for that is the fact that I know this system is corrupt. I know it was used to economically, socially, judicially, industrially disadvantage our people. That way I can work my organization outside of the compliance of this government. John Hope Bryant, he knows all this as well, but he has a 501c3. That means that he has to operate his system in accordance to the same system of government that's oppressing our people. What sense does that make? What sense does that make? This country has been found guilty of assassinating black leaders. Assassinating black leaders. And yet you got an organization that you sign, that you have to work in compliance with them. That makes no sense. None whatsoever. And see, and let me say this. John Hope Bryant, you can keep coming up with all these different excuses, all these different reasons for people to hang in there with this system, to give it another chance, to be patient with them. But see, the one thing, John Hope Bryant, what you will not say is you will not say for black people to do for themselves. And you know why you won't say that? Because if black people ever got to the point where they did for themselves, that would remove the middleman. It would put black people in charge of their own independent businesses, industries, and institutions where they can prioritize our own people. And it would eliminate the reasons for us to struggle. You're not going to say that, John Hope. You're not going to say encourage black people to put themselves in an economic position to do for themselves where we can make the most impact directly into our community. Because see, John Hope Bryant, you have benefited from whites. You continue to benefit from whites. Your allegiance is with whites. You're loyal to whites, to the fact that you don't want black people to have independence over their own way of life, period. We should not, and I said this 100 times, just because we don't work for white people, we should not fall from the arms of these people straight into poverty. There is enough of us on this planet, there's enough of us in this country to have our own independent means to sustain our own existence, where we can educate our own people, we can provide for our own health, we can control our economics, we can manufacture our own goods and services, we can govern our own affairs. We don't need white people to do this. But see, John Hope Bryant is never going to tell you that. And I'm just, like I said, this guy here just, I can't wait till next week. I can't wait till next week when he come up with another excuse. Man, this guy here, I don't know how long he was talking about. Just get a 700 credit score. Just the reason why black people are struggling is because you don't own a house. You don't got this guy was coming up with excuse after excuse. And now all of a sudden now, this system is incomplete. Join a complete system. My organization is called Citizens of the African Order. I am trying my best to get this thing up and going, get the support behind it so we can put some concrete and steel in what we believe in and leave John Hope Bryant and this fairy tale with excuses in the past. This is absolutely nonsense. But I'm in this video here, and as always, these are my thoughts, my opinions. I invite you to leave yours in the comments, and I'll see you in my next video. Ashe.